What's up, everyone? We're back. This video is about the Octatrack and also the 404 a little bit. I was just messing around with this cool idea and wanted to add some more layers with the Osmos, but I got distracted and I put it into the SP404 first. So I have some samples here that I've recorded from Osmos. I was using the SP404 actually for the first part of this beat, this keys thing that we have here. What did it track? That. So that's the Osmos running into the SP404 using this effect called, I think it's called Crusher on the SP404. It's one of the multi-effects. And it's like a bit crusher, but it's very aggressive. That is the least amount of bit reduction that it will give you. It really does something. You got the two pieces of gear, you might as well use them together. They're both samplers and sequencers, but I figure if we can make some cool effects and patterns on the 404, we can sample them into the Octatrack and it will be cool. So I have a pattern. We have the pattern here. We just need to make sure it's like selected, right? So that way when we go and hit play on Octatrack, it will play that pattern. Or you could make a song mode, but we're not doing all that. So we're gonna record this pattern from the 404 onto track 4 on the Elektron. And so without further ado, some noise, right? Well, with a little bit more ado, we need to hit function rec 1 and just put down a recording trigger. Now it should work. Now we're pretty much good. We might as well put down a play trig 2. Yeah, just hit play, right? Let's not forget, when we hit play, we want to use some of the DJ looper effects. If any of y'all know about the DJ looper effects on the 404. That's nothing new, right? If you don't know, that's it right there. Oh, we lost the screen. So now we've got the 404 pattern tracked in to the Octatrack on track 4. Yeah, there it is. You can see it. And we should be able to just auto chop it. Create slice grid. 16? No, I think it's 8. Turn on slicing. And then hit function down. Oh, nope. Go out. Hit no. Hit function down. And hold that and go down to slices. So, that's cool. I know what I'm gonna do. Oh, we need to clear those trigs. So what do? Just get rid of that. And now we can play it. That goes hard. That's dope. That's dope. Let's record that in. Can I make a count in really easily? I don't really know. I haven't tried it yet. If we go like control metronome, yes, we can go pre-roll. But then do we have to hear the metronome while we're doing it? Let's find out. You do. You have to hear the metronome if you want the pre-roll. So we've got a sequence in there, and honestly, it's not the best sequence, but like, here's what you do now. We're going to change some of these retime things on the retrigs. Should be crazy. Ha! That's too much. Nice. Yeah, nice. That's crazy. You know what's playing? This pattern is playing on the 404. I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize. It sounds good on top of that though. Let's mute the 404 now. Dude, I was like, this beat is busier than I remember it being. That's funny. That's funny. Let's play this pattern by itself on the 404. It works. It's in the same key, but we don't really need it. I mean, we could use it, right? That is funny. That is funny. Oh, geez. So even if you're out of pattern select mode on the 404, it will still receive transport data if we hit play on the Octatrack or on any MIDI input situation. So you'd have to be cautious of that. Oh, I guess it's because I had the MIDI unplugged before. I was like, I don't remember that being the case. It's because the MIDI was not plugged in before. So actually what we're going to do now, I think, at least for the time being, I'm just going to unplug the MIDI from the Roland, so I can still have it as a effects processor basically for the Osmos or the other synths or whatever, and I don't have to worry about it playing some patterns, because yeah, I could probably go into like MIDI settings, but like I don't have the time for that. So what we need to do now is just focus on just programming in the retrig automations, or like different cool automations we could do. Like what if right here we go down bass octave, we go to 0. There's that like nice. If you like touch the pitch and function at the same time, oh yeah, that's a nice little hack. So if you're trying to automate the pitch or just move the pitch an octave, you can hold function and change the pitch, and it will just jump right to 0. That's good. I didn't know that. So what does this sound like now? What if we put like right in here? Oh, on the first one. What if on the first one we go down 2 octaves? Oh, and I forgot the metronome was still on. We don't really need the metronome anymore. What I would do is like create 2 scenes where like the B scene has track 4 really loud, or like as the present thing, and then on the A scene the filter takes track 4 and kind of mutes it, and then we do the opposite thing with track 2. Yeah, track 2 has my other keys on there, so we'll take on scene B, bring the filter width all the way down, and then we should play it and see what happens. Now, you have to be cautious of what you do with the scenes, because I just remembered that on scene B, I already had some cool delay throws set up, and now I'm kind of like nulling that out. So what I'm going to do is actually not do it on 9. We're going to leave the filter as it is, which was all the way up, I think. So cool thing that I was doing, which we could kind of add to it with this, but we should make another scene real quick where this is what happens. So do that, and then yeah, that's all pretty much all set. Here's the first scene. That's really cool, like dubby delay throws. And I am gonna like mute this one a little bit more on track 4 on this. Yeah. You can see it's like a bow 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 type echo. That's what you're getting with this crossfader. That's the point of that. Yeah, so cool. But what else? So now on 16, yeah. Possibilities, ideas, you know, really fun for like a live vibe. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it, you know. It's just having fun with the possibilities. Just to be safe is save this recording, this like slice situation. Save and assign sample. Function play. We'll clear the name. SP chop. That's not a very descriptive name, honestly, but it doesn't matter. Just as long as we save it. Assign a free flex. Yeah, okay. And then we just go into the flex machine and assign it again. If we turn the machine off, or if we record into the recording buffer again, we're not going to lose this thing, whatever it is. Yeah, that's fire. So now the sauce, the secret trick is we have the like pretty subtle delay throw doing the like actual movement on the crossfader. But once we get into the B scene, you do a quick flip between the 9, which is the delay throw, and the 16, which is the whole other chop, basically the whole other part. So you can just like kind of quickly throw it in there and then go back. So I'll show you what's happening real quick again. So that's a cool trick you can try and take advantage of. Now I'm gonna try and get another layer, and I'm gonna use the cassette sim. I want something a little crazy, right? Sorry, I know this is like not entertaining because the Osmos is not on screen, but trust me, I'm using it. This one's called Wet Feeling, and frankly, I love it. It's so dubby. Woo! I like it because it's so silly, right? It's like, what are you doing? So I'm gonna go 5, flex track, change the monitoring situation. Don't forget about your monitoring, right? Tones come out the Q side, drums come out the main outs. We're not messing around. That way you can process them separately. So what I'm doing is after we've recorded the video in Ableton, I'm gonna sidechain all the tones to the drums, right? That's the secret. I don't know if that was like obvious in the other videos. You know, I was like, yeah, you can get separation, but why? Why would I want separate separations? Side chaining is why, but also like separate EQ, you know? Okay. I did like that sound. Let's not get derailed here. I'm sick. I'm recovering from COVID, so give me a break. So what we're going to do is go into the recording menu for track 6 and change the settings so that it fits our needs. And then we need to place a recording trigger and make it a one-shot trigger. And I have some options. I could put on the metronome and get a count in, or I can just hit it right when I hit play and just assume that it's going to do the thing, which is what I'm going to do. I don't have time for a metronome right now. Hold the phone. What was that? Something's wrong. Something's different, right? Did I do something? Yeah, I did. I did do something. I don't know why this happened, but SP chop for some reason was also applied to track 5. I don't have an explanation for that. Nope. That's not gonna fly. Yeah. So that's interesting. It's just a little texture-y bit, you know? Oh, interesting. We don't need this EQ going. I had some drums, obviously. I had some drums going on track 5 when I first recorded this beat, so that's why we had some weirdness going on. But we want actually a chorus would probably be cool, but what was I reaching for? What was I thinking? I was thinking delay. Delay. That's what I actually want. Turn up the feedback. The time is relative, but on the B scenes now, actually on both of them, I want a lot of delay send on this guy. I feel like I didn't hear the end of it. Oh, it's just not very loud. Right? Oh, that's why. There was a trig. Be careful you don't have an accidental trig. don't need all the top end. I like that. I like that. That's like very, very psychedelic spring reverb action. Should have realized in this A scene now. I forgot we should kind of mute this down a little bit more. Hold this, do this, right? Bring that all the way down. Then maybe in this B scene, we'll bring it up a little bit. Down a little bit. That's pretty loud. Do I want to make a whole new part, or do I want to do it on track 8? I haven't made a new part before. So what if we go part 3? Part 3 has nothing on it. The thing is, you have to start all over. It's not the end of the world. It's actually kind of liberating. Track 1, we will make flex. Oh, what? It already has a kick and snare loaded on there. It's very strange. I just say, oh, part 3, I guess, because I chose part 3. But I don't want the kick. Oh, it's because kick and snare was my first flex track. No, on track 1, I want the, what does it say? Bit crush keys. Yeah, that's what I want. And I guess here's the challenge, right? We want to see if we can put slices. Create slice grid. I don't know, 16. If we can put slices on one part, and then if we go back to the other part, will the slices be gone? Let's find out before we go any further. Part 1, track 2. Is there slices now? It looks like there's slices. Hard to say. Will it still play the same? That's really cool. So now the logic is, right, you can have slices on a sample, but they'll only matter if in the source setup, you turn slice on, right? So now I'm pretty confident if we go back into part 3, and now we go into track 1, and we go to source, double tap, and we turn on slices. That's cool. So in the last part of this video, I don't know if I recorded my process of how I got there, but basically I wanted to go and use a different part. So we started using part 3, and what I realized was that the trigs would be consistent with the parts. The parts really are like so it goes like pattern, which contains your trig information, and then parts, which contain like sample information. In order to set it up, I guess I'll play it and then explain it, right? So we're going to start, we will play pattern number 1, and then we'll transition to pattern number 2. And on pattern number 2, I have this sample. I have sliced it up. So on pattern 1, it just, it just plays the sample straight up. I haven't sliced it. It's just how I played it on the keyboard. But on pattern number 2, I've sliced it up and then recorded that in. So let's hear the difference. I missed it. Here we go. Oh, I know why. So at first I had the bass muted there because stuff from pattern 1 and part 1 would continue to play into part 2. And the reason for that, I've decided, or like kind of self-deduced, is that at first on 3 and 4 machines, I didn't have anything. It was totally, it was just blank static machines, right? I hadn't used them yet. So if you don't assign anything to the machines on your new part, like I have pattern 2 playing samples in part 3, if that makes any sense. It hardly makes sense to me. But if part 3 doesn't automatically overwrite the samples that were being played on part 1, they will still play. Which honestly, I probably could have just put a trig down on the static machines and that would have fixed the problem. But what I did was just open some flex machines and just assign their recording buffers to them and just put down a trig. So that way it's like basically triggering nothing to play. So I just wanted to explain that. I think I explained it. Parts and patterns. I mean, I chopped it up a little bit. I recorded it in, and then you can go back and forth, and the pattern will remember like which part you recorded from. Like I can just go pattern 1, hit play. It's way louder on pattern 2, actually. Maybe we should change that. Just keep it consistent. Okay, that's all I wanted to address. I was confused about the how the parts would work with the patterns. I'd never really tried that before. It's confusing for sure. It's definitely confusing. I realized I was watching that video back and editing it, and I was like, I could have done this retrigger thing in a cooler way. So I did. What I think has worked out cool is I'm taking an LFO to the sliced sample, and the LFO is being mapped to time, our time, whatever that is. Oh, I think that's the wrong one. Is it, where is it? Here? Is that gonna play? Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna play the pattern and you'll hear it. So you can hear when, I mean, it was kind of subtle on the first pattern. I'm not a big fan of the first pattern pan to that chop I did on the 404. I think I need to like clean that up a little bit, fine tune it. But on pattern 2 on part 3, this new thing, I think it sounds too much. It sounds a little crazy. So what we'll do is, instead of trig free, we want it to maybe do like sync. What we do is change the trig to, let's try sync 1. Now it seems like it's not going by the LFO. So what I did was map the retrigger amount to scene A to 1. So that way, when we're down here, it's not going to do that fast glitchy looping. But it seems like the looping is a pretty consistent. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Undo that map. That's pretty cool. So what we do is, it's really not too crazy. Trig sync 1, LFO is mapped to the retrigger time, I think the parameter is called. And then what I did was, normally I have the retrigger on infinity, which means it'll retrigger over and over and over. I suppose I should put the R time standard to higher, but I didn't really notice a difference. Like when it's on scene A, it maps the R trig down to 1 so that it won't retrig at all. So we get that nice kind of kind of want to set that up on pattern 1 now, do it a little bit more extreme. I think I've explained it well enough, right? LFO to the R time, and then map your scene to the R trig, so you can control how many retriggers you'll get, as well as the amount of the LFO, or like, yeah, also map the depth to a scene. I think that's it. I think that's all I need to explain. I think it's a cool video now. I think that was some really cool stuff. Thanks for watching, if you watched.